Okay, we're live, Emma. We're live. We're live. We're live.
That sounds nice to my ears. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, darling.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, honey. How are you?
I'm good, and happy New Year to all our viewers, our cherished viewers. It's been a long time coming, right?
Yeah.
Since you saw these two women in the gossip room, no, sorry, chat room,
In the
two,
gossip room, yes.
two talkatives coming together, having heartful conversation with you. And Sandra had promised we're coming back again. Your duo, your favorite duo, speaking on all things relationships, love, commitments, intimacy, real love, all of that. Yeah, the gift of God, love. Wow, woo, woo. And I'm so excited because the next month, our next door neighbor, the month of love is fast approaching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And guess what? Please, just in case you are still single, I want to congratulate you. You have been consistent. I speak on behalf of the single president of Single Nation, and I want to say, for me, is the consistency. Like how you are able to remain single from maybe coronavirus time. You couldn't find a partner. Hey, every year you are. Oh, well done. Well, it means that you are focused, Sandra. But don't stress. Don't stress. It does not mean you should not enjoy February, the whole month of February,
Uh-huh.
because there is self love as well. So you love yourself first. First of all, you love God. The love of God is the most consistent thing in our lives, and we thank Him for that. Without it, you and I will not be here. So
Mm-hmm.
Sandra and I decided to come back again. The last time we had such a nice time with the conversations. That was it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah. We
And
didn't do anything last year.
we did it last year, yes. And so a lot of things happen. So usually when Sandra and I are at the background, there's so many things to talk about, and we end up you doing that on WhatsApp, right? Or and we're like, no, what? There's a lot.
I know, right? I know. I know. We're cracking you up. I
There's
know.
so much. Sandra has been learning, teaching me. I've been learning from her. We've been brainstorming, like, what? Let's bring this thing back again, because Sandra and I felt that this would really really help to solidify relationships. We are not saying that we are magicians and we make your relationships perfect, no stress, no. But we like to serve as a guide. It's always good to have people who can help you source that information that you don't have. So
Mm-hmm.
please, as usual, fun, interactive, engaging, everything, excitement. Um, is what we're doing today. Now, Sandra, I don't know why you have disappeared. I'm looking for you.
Oh, I'm
Sandra is
here.
there. It's okay. Okay. It looks like I can see myself as
Yes,
the
I put
main
you. I put
talker.
you on as solo because you were talking.
Oh, Sandra has given me the spotlight. Okay, so we'll be here with you within the hour. Sandra and I, for the opening, we're just gonna give you the chance to ask any questions you want. But we do have what we want to talk about. And so I'll let Sandra let us fill in into the topic for the day. But because the first time, we want you to also ask any questions. I mean, any question at all, or share any lessons you've learned over the last year, 2023. Was it a year of heartbreak for you? What is it? Was it a year of finding love, or was it a year of just going solo? What was it for you? Please put in the chat box and let's have the conversation started. So, Sandra,
Yes.
what do we have in the kitchen today?
Ha ha ha. Okay. Emma, people says we're cracking them up. So,
Goal number one achieved. You always have to laugh
I
when you come
know,
to this
right? I
program.
know, I know, I know, I know. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Um, I think I've given you guys Happy New Year already. When I did the coffee on the couch a couple of weeks ago, and then last weekend as well. But from the two of us, we haven't actually been on your screens for over a year and a half. And this year, we promised to bring you solid solid information, solid content, solid gossip, solid advice, and solid fun. Listen, when you see the two of us together, right? Sometimes we're just crazy, we have all the fun, we laugh and all that, and there are times when we're very serious planning stuff. And so this year we're going to bring you a combination of seriousness, a bit of fun, a bit of creativity, but in all you're going to glean a lot from both of us. And so just stay tuned. We're not going to give you specific dates and days and time when we're coming. We'll just come on your screen so you can either watch it as the live, or you watch the replay. In whichever way, we know we're going to get enough from us. So this is our first show for the year, and we decided to just spring it out on you, and we're calling it, Emma, what are we saying? We said it's called Heartversations.
Heartversations.
Exactly. Ooh, see, Heartversations, conversations from the heart. So it's
Mm-hmm.
Heartversations with Emma and Sandra. And you asked the question. Yes, Ben, I realized it was you. Dr. Benny, nice to have you on. Araba says, I found love. Ooh. And
Ooh, wow. Go, Annie. Go, Annie.
um hey, ni adote. How do you say you're going solo?
Hey, Mr. No, let's be very clear. Mr. Ni Adote. How is Mrs. Adote doing?
Father Innocent.
Hey,
Yes,
my
nice to have you
man, my
on.
G, my G. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. It's so nice to have you all on. We're calling it Conversations because we're saying it's conversations from the heart. Okay, things that are dear to our heart, not just us, but to you as our audience. If you want us to talk about anything at all, you can either DM myself or Emma your questions or something you want us to talk about, and we will try and put contents together and bring it on your screen. So it's not just going to be us bringing every time something that we think we need to talk about. You can also bring us something and we will talk about it. So we're talking about communication today, isn't it, Emma?
Yeah. The complicated word called communications. Yep.
Yeah.
So Sandra and I
Okay.
usually we talk. We have. I mean, we discuss a lot of issues we see around us, and we're trying to make sense out of it. And because we are learning entrepreneurs, we like to share knowledge. And um, I learned something. There was something that were discussing. I can't really remember what the topic was, but Sandra had brought up something on Real Talk with Sandra page, and then I noticed. I said, Sandra, from all of this, I can see that communication in marriage is not the same as communicating, to with a friend, an acquaintance, your mom, your dad, or whatever. Because the dynamics with marriage is quite different, you know. And unfortunately, the divorce toll and the failed marriages, or the dysfunctional marital keeps increasing, and you know, um, every counselor, therapist, enthusiast of relationships are all trying to find out what the heck is going on. Why are we still having these issues with marriages? We still thank God for those who still have marriages that are working. Like, we're grateful to God that marriages are still working. We have testimonies like Sandra, for example, amazing couple. We have Princess and Fifi Agri, amazing couple. We have Samuel Opondrie and his wife Amma, amazing couple. And a lot of that. I mean, I could think of right now lots and lots of couples that still are making it work. But the thing is, people are still having issues. People are getting married in a year. It's hell, like for real, you know. And we don't know what is really going on. And so I said, Sandra, so when in marriage, couples are conversing, is it that, or what I am gathering from the problems we keep hearing and seeing, we're not patient enough to listen, or we hear and we don't listen, we don't look for non-verbal cues, we don't understand that when a woman says yes, it may not mean yes. Look at her body language and see what she's saying. Because when you're in a regular normal relationship, your mother, yes, you know, is no, my dad, my friend, my business partner, whatever. But when it comes to relationships, that is the center of vulnerability. right?
Yeah.
Because when you tell somebody you love the person, you're telling the person, I'm giving you the opportunity to hurt me. Okay. So
Unfortunately.
yes, that is what love really is. So for those of you that love February 14th, you're celebrating vulnerability. And so you are meaning that you are yourself with the person, there's no pretense, and nakedness is not just about the body, but your soul, your who you are. Like they get
Mm-hmm.
to know everything about you. Now it's time for you to communicate how you feel. And somebody thinks that it's not necessary for me to speak about it. Or this is the what I've noticed, Sandra. Look at this picture. A husband comes home, is at home, and he sees the wife. Hey babe, how are you doing? He notices that she's not okay, but she answers and says, I'm fine. You know how we women like, we just want you to
Mm-hmm.
come back and say, are you sure? Are you okay? Do
We love the pampering.
you know? And if you're the man that you don't understand that, you're like, okay, Sandra says she's fine, then whoop you off. Then in his mind, he has settled her with money, settled the house with whatever is needed, but he does not notice that his emotional tank is empty.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have noticed that people don't even notice when it started breaking. They think it happened just right now or
Mm-mm.
yesterday, but it's started to break in bits and pieces. Then the lady too doesn't understand that my husband doesn't understand what I'm trying to say. So I need to
Mm-hmm.
communicate in a language you understand. Now, instead of her to be that emotionally intelligent, she becomes vulnerable. And we have some demons walking around looking for people like that. Shoot and devour. They're looking for praise. Let me see who I can catch and
Hello,
destroy.
Cesar.
Hey, Mama Lao, how are you doing? you know, and then the woman doesn't know that she's also putting herself in harm's way, and she won't even begin to realize that she's in an emotional relationship with somebody else. She
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't even know when it started. She wouldn't even know that it has even started because she's finding solace in another man. Maybe she thinks she's just sharing her worries innocently, oh, and the man too is innocently listening, happily downloading. Before you know it, you are sleeping.
Innocently receiving, innocently downloading.
Hey, Father Innocent, have you heard? Then she's sleeping and she's dreaming about
Oh
Opana.
dear.
She's Opana when she's sleeping with the husband, and that is the beginning. And she cannot tell anybody
Yeah.
because she feels embarrassed, she's shy, or whatever. And then the marriage continues on a lie. And before you know it, we keep hearing people divorcing from irreconcilable differences. But the truth
Hmm.
is, what the main root of those reasons are insufficient or inadequate communication. When you are with a spouse, you cannot tell anything to, you cannot be yourself with, you know, ego. He should have known now.
Eh.
Ah, can't he
Nobody's
read?
nobody's saying anything.
Can't he see? Or she should know better. Those things kill relationship. I was Sandra now enlightened. I said, Sandra, this enlightenment you're giving me is not for just me and you. We need to share it with our people. That was so. This is the reason why we are doing this topic. We want Sandra is so passionate about relationships last, relations being beautiful because she's also enjoying it. She's learning and she's applying it to her marriage, and she's a living witness of everything she shares, either on Real Talk, her personal page, or whatever program she finds herself with. But before I go into Sandra, I want to say shout out to Belamundi who got married. I want to say Sandra, she has in fact impressed me, Sandra. Hey, again, Sandra is married. Hey, when? You know, you are expecting everybody to know, save the date. It's not bad though, please. I'm not saying don't save your date, save your dates in virtual. Be saving your dates and invite who I want to. But I think
Hmm.
what she's done was spot on. I love it. And I would show you her wedding pictures. They're so beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
she took the world, she shocked everybody. Surprise! You didn't even know she was being dated. Like this lady,
Mm-hmm.
she understands the assignment. So I just want to shout out to Belamudi and her husband, Mrs. Tabi, Mr. and Mrs. Tabi. Shout outs to you guys. So, Sandra, now the scenario I painted.
Yes.
What
It's
do you
very
have?
common, Emma.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
It's very, 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 very common where two people are in the same house, yet everyone thinks that you should know what I'm thinking, or you should understand what I'm saying, or you should know how my body is feeling. The thing is, nobody's a mind reader. And
Mm,
what most couples fail to understand is that communication is not just talking and listening. It is talking with the intent to understand what the other person is saying.
mm,
So the intent is not just to hear that Emma says, Sandra, how are you? The intent is for me to understand she's saying, Sandra, how are you? Really, how are you? And
mm,
sometimes I say to people, when I ask you, how are you? I say, don't tell me you're fine. Let me know exactly how you're feeling. And most couples
mm,
don't. So when you come home and you're like, oh, how are you? I'm like, fine. And you go away. And I don't tell you exactly how I'm feeling. You might think, I mean, I'm fine. Everything is okay. And so you go because you are not a mind reader. However, if you had also paid attention to the way I said I'm fine, you would
mm,
realize that I'm not fine. Even my face would tell you I'm not fine. My body
mm,
language will tell you I'm not fine. And if you didn't pick it, then me that I'm telling you that I'm fine, I should also come to you and let you know that you didn't pick what I said, but this is exactly what I meant. And so we all have unexpected, unrealistic communication lines, and everybody just doing anything and they think, okay, I don't know, you didn't. But when I came and I asked you, you said you were fine. So how do I know that you are not fine if you don't tell me? And then the wife will say, but I expected you to know it. Then the guy also said, I don't know because I'm not you. If you have a headache and you don't tell me you have a headache, I wouldn't know you have a headache. I would assume everything is okay until maybe I see you in bed. And you see, the thing is, people or couples disconnect very easily.
mm.
If you don't disconnect, trust me, Emma, when I say I'm fine, you would know I'm not fine. My husband
That's
would tell
true.
you that even if you cough, I know what you mean. Why?
Mm,
Because he's
powerful.
been a student of me. He's
Wow.
learning.
Say it again,
Yes,
Sarah. You've been a
he's
what?
been a
You've been a what?
student of me. He's learning about me. And so
Goodness.
this morning we were talking, and he said, Sandra, I know you. Even when you cough, I know what it means. And
Mm,
I said to him that don't make assumptions. He says, no, there are certain things I know.
mm.
Okay. So it
So,
means
please,
that
Sarah, when you
he's
clap, what
learned
does it
a
mean?
little bit of a trait about you. And that is where
Okay.
couples get it wrong. They don't learn the traits about their partners. They don't
Mm,
learn about the secrets of how they communicate. Everybody has a
mm.
communication style, Emma. Everybody has a communication style. For
Wow.
me, I tell you what you need to know. My husband and Nathania will give you details of even things you don't need to know. Me and Janelle would give you what you think you need
Straight
to
up.
know. What is
Straight up.
important, we'll just tell you. So when Nathania and my husband come back and they're like, so Nathania starts like, so mommy, what happened at the bus stop, the train station, on her way to school, what happened in form, what happened, everything she'll tell you. Janelle, on the other hand, will give you the important bits of the day. That's how I communicate. And so sometimes my husband is like, but you didn't tell me this. And I'm thinking, it's not important. Yes, Nana, it's so true. Okay, Nana said communication is key and learning your partner's communication style is important. Absolutely. You should know. I just let you in what is important to me or what I think is important to you to know. My husband will give you the nitty-gritties, everything, who he met, what the person said, you know. But if so couples or partners need to know how each other communicates, even what
Mm.
your silence means,
Absolutely.
even what
Silent
your
whispers.
whisper means. Yes, even
Mm-hmm.
what your
Mm-hmm.
your eye is telling me. I can be in the same room with you, Emma, and I can communicate with my husband, and he will say, oh, I think we need to go now. Why? Because of how I use my eye to just look at him and like, Charlie, let's dive. you know but
Absolutely.
but
You're
if we
right.
don't pay attention to one another, we would miss it. We
Mm.
would miss it. And so when people say that divorce rate is high and it's not due to infidelity, is not due to money issues, and then they bring it to uncommunicated expectations, which is like the foundation of everything. So whether you cheated or we're having money issues and we're not talking about it, or things are not going right and we're not talking about it, it all
Wow.
comes down to the same thing. Because somebody can go and cheat. It will not be a deal breaker to the wife or the other partner. They will talk about it, strike it clean, and the other person like, listen, I'm sorry, forgive me, da, 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 da. They go through the process of healing together. And their relationship becomes stronger than even before the cheating
Mm.
came in. Why? Because they've learned how to talk, how to express themselves, how to do things better. On the other hand, somebody else will just go and do it and they're like, Pam, you're out of this relationship. I'm gone. I'm not looking back. I'm not doing it again. Why? Because I'm hurt and I wasn't able to express, or you were able to convince me that you've changed because you didn't communicate it properly to me. So
Wow.
communication is very, very, very big. Hey, Apostle Douglas, it is I salute you, love doctor. So Apostle Douglas is the one in charge of my books. He does
Wow.
my pub. Yes, so you see, me
Nice
back
to
as
meet
well.
you,
I'm not.
sir.
I'm not a small person.
No, 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 not at all. You are a big woman.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's important that you learn each other's communication style. Very, very important. Absolutely important. What my silence means, what my eye is saying, what my crossing of legs is telling you, even if I do this, how it should tell you. If I move closer to you, what am I saying? In the midst of people, if I want to have a quickie with you and I look at you, you should be able to get it. Do you get
Sorry, did
it?
you say cookie or quickie?
Sorry?
Did you say cookie or quickie? I thought I didn't hear you.
Quickie. If I need to have a quick
Wow.
one, 5 minutes is all we have. Let's make
Wow.
good use of the 5 minutes.
Wow.
I don't need to voice it
Powerful.
out to you.
Powerful.
How I will do myself
Interesting.
will let you know that, girl, this girl is calling for me. But if you're
Wow.
not smart enough, you say, what do you think you're doing? And why are you behaving
Yeah,
like that? And
you have seen those
and you will
things.
spoil the vibe.
Women are horrible at that. I swear, we do that. It's very bad. If you're a woman and you just stop it, it's 2024.
Do you know what I'm saying? And so, Emma, communication is very, very important. Whether we're saying it verbally or non-verbal. I mean, if you need to even learn the body language of your spouse.
Mm,
You learn
mm,
the body language. When they're rubbing their shoulders against you, what are they saying? But it doesn't
mm.
come overnight. It takes time to get to know how the other person communicates. But you have to pay attention to details.
Wow.
People don't pay attention to details these days. Everything is like microwave, pum 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 pum. We're getting married. But I need to get to know who you
Up.
are. I
There's
need to
no
get to know.
time.
I need to get to know how you communicate. How, when you're angry, what do you do? Do you shout? Do you scream? Do you yell? Do you break stuff? I need to know. But if I don't pay attention and I'm blinded by the word I'm in love, then when we
Hmm.
get married, it's going to be worse. Because everything that you ignore when you're dating, trust me, when you get married, it gets worse.
Hmm.
It will
Indeed, because
definitely get worse when you get married. But
marriage
you need to
expands
know.
what
Yeah. So it's
you bring to the
important.
table.
I mean, if you want a good relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's in the corporate world, whatever, learning how to communicate is absolutely important.
It's interesting you
Absolutely.
are mentioning what you're saying because we always think communication is just talking.
It's
So
not
there are
talking,
these
no.
videos that are trending where there's this lady who I follow on Instagram, and she was showing her postpartum moments with the family. And I didn't even know. I thought maybe she was sick. She couldn't do it. She couldn't do it with herself. The man had was cleaning her up from the bathtub, wearing so when I saw that he was wearing her the maternity diaper, I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
I
I think
know,
I've seen
okay,
that video as well.
that she just
Yeah.
put to bed. Then she's walking so slow. He's taking her to eat, giving her breakfast in bed. He's doing I think they don't have house help. So he's doing the home dishes, he's cleaning the floors. I think they have about one or two kids already. And I'm like, hey boy, yeah. Now this man, why? You don't have work to do. Like, how are you able to be available? So in my mind, like, okay, maybe he's gotten some paternal leave, or maybe he's an entrepreneur, something is able to do that. Because I haven't seen this before. And they're like, this is communication, isn't it, Sandra?
Mhm.
Beyond speaking, just saying, I mean, using the mouth. What are the other fantastic ways we can communicate effectively to maintain. And I'm always going to premise our discussions on your book.
Yay.
Spice up your marriage.
You
Spice
need to
up.
spice it up.
Spice it
Absolutely.
up. Spice it up. And so we are looking at communication as a tool for spicing up your marriage, your
Hmm.
courtship, before you get married and all that. So what are the other ways of communicating effectively to spice up your relationship?
Okay, so like I said, communication is not just talking, talking, talking. Hey, Nana said it's a must-have book. Thank you so
It's on
much.
Amazon. It's on Amazon. Download it and pay for it.
Yes. So, communication is not just listening or talking. There's more to communication than that. I can communicate with you without letting you understand how I feel about you. If say you're just there and you get an unexpected call, I want to talk to Emily. Your friend Sandra said I should deliver this hamper to you. I didn't talk to you. I didn't say anything to you, but you will feel the love that I'm showing to you because I made somebody bring hamper to you all the way in Ghana and I'm in England.
Hmm.
I didn't say anything. So you will feel the love. That's me communicating how much I care about you. If somebody is coming to England and you send me, those beautiful pearls you sent me the last time, the beads and stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
still
yeah,
have it.
yeah, yeah.
I still wear it. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
That is you telling me that you care about me. That is you telling me that you love me, telling me that you value our friendship, you value the relationship I have with you. That is it. When I go to work and my I don't want to call them, okay, listen, my staff bring me a cup of coffee in the morning. I don't ask for it. I didn't ask for it. She just brings it to me when she sees me in the morning. And she goes, "Here you are, Sandra. Oh, it's Molly's birthday today. Happy birthday, sweetheart." That's how
Happy
you forgot it.
birthday, Mole. Happy
And she makes me
birthday.
nice cup of teas in the morning. So if Molly brings me a cup of coffee in the morning and says, "Sandra, here you are," and sometimes she'll ask me, "Do you want me to get you biscuits as well?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. Just
Aww.
that's her telling me that I value you, I respect you, I love you." Not by telling me, but it's by the actions that she's doing. So
Mm,
your actions also communicate a lot.
mm,
Actions are very, very important. I normally say that when you're dating somebody, not even in marriage, even dating, watch out for what is not even being said. And what is
mm,
not being said carries a lot. Because if I care about you and I hear you are ill, I have to be able to think, okay, you're ill. Do I need to come and visit you? Or do I need to send you a card? Or do I need to send you something? That is me telling you I love you. Okay. Yes, action speaks louder than words. And so
absolutely.
the way I deal with you should let you know how I feel about you.
Mm-hmm.
Emma, you're my sister. If for a whole week I don't touch base, I don't get in touch, you think, is Sandra okay? And then
Yes.
you will text me, "Oh, Sissy, what's up?" And I'll be like, "Oh, Charlie, I haven't been well." It's just I knew it because I'm thinking, why haven't I heard from you? Those are the actions that we have. And so if I'm dating you and you can go a whole day without telling me that you're thinking about me, then something is wrong.
Mm,
So for people
mm,
that are dating and they're like, "Oh, I'm very busy. He's busy. She's busy." I'm
mm.
sorry. Don't they go to the toilet?
Ah,
Even on the toilet, they can send you a message. "Hi, sweetheart. Thinking about you. My day is super choked, but just to let you know you're on my mind." That alone speaks
oh,
volumes. The person
oh.
you are in love with should be the first person in your mind when you wake up, and the
Mm-hmm.
last person on your mind when you go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
But if they are not on your mind and you're just Netflix and chill, and you're just
Hmm.
there buddies with your guys and she's
Fresh
with
with
her girls, and
benefits.
you guys, I'm sorry, you've got nothing going on. You see, and then you push yourself into getting married, and then you become like flatmates, bedmates, or maybe friends with benefits. You only have sex once a while when your body is calling for it. You're not even making love, you're just having sex. Pam pam pam, you get up, you're gone, everybody's just going their way. And that is not it. Okay, so okay, Nikki says, "Hi, please, can you kindly brief me on this uncommunicated expectations thing?" That's what we're talking about.
Another power. Yeah. I remember, Sandra, that I think the conversation
Yeah.
started with the unexpected
Yeah, so we started with
expectation.
unexpected communications where you think that the other person should know how you feel or what you're saying without telling them exactly what you're feeling or how you're doing things. So it
Hmm.
becomes you think you should know. Why didn't you know? I told you to know. And I said nobody is a mind reader.
Hmm.
You see, in as much as there are some times where because of how human beings are, how God has created us, there's that kind of a telepathy thing where I can be thinking something
Yes,
you're thinking, the say
yes,
exactly this. That
exactly
is
the same
different.
thing.
But that happens when your connection with that person. Ooh, see, Apostle has put
I
the link to my book on now. So, guys,
Hey, go download it, go download it, go download it.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, if you guys need to ever publish a book or write a book or need an idea, just hit him up. He's on Facebook, Douglas Asante. Listen, he's the best agent you could ever find. He will give you all the ideas. He will give you how to go about. Listen, of course, I need to call you after this because I referred someone to you this afternoon. Um, and so yes, yeah, Nikki, you came in a bit late, but that's what we're saying. So we're talking about uncommunicated expectations. When you think that the other person should know what you're thinking, the other person doesn't need to know what you're thinking because they are not in your head. But it is very, very I think it's unfair to make it sound it is wrong for couples to have an arrangement of not communicating every day.
Sandra didn't
This
mention that.
communication, and every couple has their stuff. I'm sorry, that is so wrong. You cannot be a couple and tell me you don't communicate every day. That is wrong. Whoever gave you that idea, I'm sorry, I can't see
Sandra,
who you are
no,
because you
look at
haven't
what he's
granted
saying. I think that
StreamYard
is
access to you. So I don't know who you are.
I think that is Ni Ado Ati. It sounds like Ni.
Is
It
it?
sounds like a
Okay.
comment he
But
would
I
make.
can't see him.
You
But
can't see his
listen,
name.
whoever told you that if
Sandra,
you're a couple, you don't need to communicate every day is giving you a very, very wrong idea. Because if you can, as a person, drink water every day, eat every day, go, let me use I always use the toilet because I find that place as where it's just you. You can go to the toilet every day. Then I'm sorry, if you're in a relationship, you can't tell me that it is wrong that you don't communicate. It's not wrong. It is not wrong. It is you building up on something very important to you. Communication style is different from communicating every day. Communicating doesn't mean I have to pick up the phone and call you and have a long chat with you. No, it is me telling you that I'm thinking about you. So it could even be a text. It could just be even an emoji or a funny video I saw and it just crossed my mind and I sent it over to you. That is what it is. It's not about me being on the phone with you for hours and hours and hours on ends. No, and so it is just me telling you that I'm thinking about you. I don't need to talk to you on the phone. But listen, and even in this time and age, communication is so easy. You just pick up your phone, send a text, and you're done. Let the person know you're thinking about. That is how to build a healthy relationship. You don't just close communication for a whole day, go off for 3 days, and come back to me and tell me I miss you, I love you, I'm thinking about you. I'm sorry. If you miss me, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you text me?
aha.
Why didn't you let me know? I'm not in your head, so I wouldn't know you're missing me. And so these are the kind of things that we get wrong right from the basics, and then we take it into marriage and it becomes worse because you expect your partner to know how you're thinking. The person is not in your head, so they wouldn't know. Okay. Please explain why it is wrong, especially if it's working for couples. My dear Nee, communication when it's broken doesn't work for any couple. They will pretend it is working, but it is not working. People put masks on, but deep down in their heart, let them tell you exactly how they're feeling when their lover ignores them, and you would get to know. It is what I do for a living, and so I know it's I when I'm doing family therapy. Listen, during family therapy sessions, even children would tell you, mommy doesn't talk to me because when she comes home, she's still on her laptop and she's busy and da, 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 da. Even children feel it. And so when it comes to communication, you are telling me as a therapist to align with what you're saying, that you can go for a whole day or days without talking to your spouse or your partner in a relationship and it works. Then that goes a bit beyond what I'm used to or what I know. But whoever tells you that they go off days without talking to their partners and they are good about it, I'm sorry, that relationship is already wobbly. And
So
trust me,
Sandra,
when somebody else comes in and gives them the attention that they desire, you're gone. See,
good.
some of these things
The
is
gap,
what is making relationships mess up. I can go
the
a day
gap,
without talking to you, yet your PA is next to you, chatting you up, talking to you, and an executive is somewhere
the work
talking
for
to your
you.
wife, making her feel
Mhm.
she looks good, she smells good, and you think that the relationship is working. I'm sorry, I can be there for you physically, but emotionally, I've checked out longest. So if we want our relationship to work, let's work on these things. Let's not think it's okay that I can go a number of days without talking to you. If I love you, even as a friend, if I love you, I check on you. Even as a friend, if I love you, I check on you. Okay, how much more somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with, or somebody I'm sleeping with? Me, and I always use myself as an example. Okay, my husband is very busy. He travels a lot, and Emma, you're privy to these things because you guys have your thing going. Sometimes, yeah, Emma would call him for like days and will not get him. And then he'll say, let me call his wife. When I call his wife, I would get to know where he is. Why is
But
that? Because I am his priority. Even in a meeting, when I need my husband and I send him a text, if, and I've said this so many times, and someone was saying, oh, what if they are in a meeting? And I said, even me, when I'm in a meeting, when I get a client come to me, the first thing I tell you is that the only time I'll look at my phone or pick up my phone is when my husband is calling or texting, when any of my children are calling or texting, or their school is calling me. And so I make you aware before we go into any meeting, I explain this thing to you. So when you see me pick up my phone, it means it's important. And
yeah,
Emma, I was on the phone with you a few years ago when they called me from the school, Nathania has fallen off and hit her
yes,
neck. I
yes.
just dropped you like you were hot. Like, sweetie, I got to go. And that was it. I just ended the call. Why? Because it's important to me. And I was also in the middle of that thing I'll never forget. And I lost that bid anyway, but it was good. In the middle of a meeting, like a presentation, my phone just went. I looked at it with my kids' school. And they said to me, I had to come and get my kid from school because and they had called the ambulance already. Would I still
Oh my
continue my
goodness.
presentation?
You won't
No,
even be able to make any presentation again.
no. I lost the bid. It was good. I mean, it was have been good money, but I lost the bid. It was fine
And you
because my
still
children
gained
were
the child.
important to me. Exactly. You see, so using my husband as somebody that is always on the away and very busy and all that, if he can make time, first thing in the morning he'll text you, give you his itinerary for the day. So you know where he is at every given time.
Exactly.
Nighttime he will text you, let you
When
know, and then when everything is said and done, before we even sleep, he will still call you on video, have a bit of a chat, and so communication is now very, very easy. So you can't tell that you can go a whole day without talking to the person you love. No. And I say this that even if I'm upset with you, or you've done me something and I'm angry, because I think about you, at least I will let you know, hi, how are you? Even though I'm upset, you know. And so it's important that we're able to communicate. If not, and we build up thinking that you should know how I feel and you should know that I'm thinking about you without you telling, then these are what comes on as uncommunicated expectations because I
expectation.
expect you to know, but you don't know. Okay, Nikki says, I met a lawyer who's bad with communication, and his excuse is his nature of his work. He needs to study his client's documents about 4 or 5 cases before he gets to court, and that he needs full concentration. So it's like even after work, he has to go back to his documents. Geez, I'm very unsure about this guy. He checks me, she checks on me in the morning and maybe later in the evening or next day. And so he's bad with calls and he's got cases all over Ghana. So by the time we meet, it's like sometimes 2 or 3 weeks we spend like I no, you see, you're saying that he's told you he's busy, but he checks on you every morning and every evening. It means that in between those hours of maybe say 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you know he's busy. He's explained to you, but he still checks on you every morning and every evening, and then he meets you up 2 to 3 weeks, and then you spend time together. He's telling you exactly how it is. Now, if you were now living with him and he comes home, he won't now bring his cases home sometimes he won't, and it will be just you. And I say this, that Emma, that when my husband is around, we spend quality time together, because sometimes in a whole year I get him for, we have 12 months in a year. Sometimes let's say 3 months is mine, the rest is not. Yes, but those 3 months are very, very quality time spent together. Quality time spent together, even if it's just like a day away, a weekend away, spending time together, just talking, chilling in the evening. If you call me, I won't pick up my phone because he's next to me. We're having that kind of thing. So that is how we built up on the time that we've lost. Okay. I must say, if they go a whole day without communicating with you, then they are communicating somewhere else. Absolutely. Nobody can say I love you and they go a whole day without saying hello. I am sorry, that is a lie. That was sorry, I'm laughing, but you can't convince me. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. No.
Okay,
No,
so I'm
no, no,
writing
no,
my
no.
thoughts down so I don't actually forget. Because there's certain things that I want to ask Sandra to follow up with what she has said. And this is very good. This is getting hot in here. This is Conversations with Emma and Sandra, and we've been discussing communication in marriage, uncommunicated expectations.
Expectation.
Because we if you were not here in the beginning, we've noticed that a lot of marriages exist, but they're not functional. They've checked out, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
even know. And now, if you are comfortable not speaking to your spouse every day, my question to Sandra is: does it mean that some people say absence makes the heart go further? So the more
Nonsense.
I stretch, the more I stretch, the more I yearn. Or are we saying that whether absence makes the heart go further, or you're the kind of person that you love to see the person all the time? Is it generic that um if you find yourself comfortable not talking to your spouse, it means you're not close? Can we comfortably say that?
What do you mean by if you find yourself comfortable?
Like what the question we've been asking, if people, he asked a question, he said if they have an arrangement of how they will communicate, such that they don't have to communicate every day and it's working for them. My question is, if they've agreed to such an arrangement, can we, is it safe to assume that they're not that close? Like, some relationships like
They're,
yours,
they're, they're not that close,
uh,
because
uh
every concern you want to share, every gist. If Emma, like me and you, I'm not in Ghana with you. But when you go somewhere and you see something, you even take a picture or video and you send me. Why? Because you want me to be privy to what you're seeing. I'm not your lover, I'm your sister, but you let me into what, even you go to a wedding and people are dancing and you take a video and you say, "Ah, look at this person dancing." I'm not there with you, but you just want me to enjoy that kind of a feel that you are having. Let alone a lover, let
hmm,
alone somebody that
let
is
underline,
is
let
is
alone.
is connected with you. Do you understand that?
Hmm.
It's um you have to learn it. You can't tell me, oh, as for me, I don't like talking. Let me give you a typical example. And I always use myself as an example. And people that know my husband, you know my husband anyway. So yeah. Someone like my husband, when you see him out, he's an introvert. Bring a line of communication that he loves. Talk about business, talk about ministry. You will open up a bubble. But when you see him, he doesn't talk. Everything that goes on around him is in his mind. When he sits in the car or goes somewhere he can talk, he will just tell me, "Hey, Sandy, today," and then it will start. Why? I'm not there, but he wants to let me in. And so if you're telling me that um, I can go days without talking to you and I have to be comfortable with that, then when I see something, I'll also not tell you. And before that,
Hmm.
I'm communicating that with
To
somebody else who would
somebody else.
listen. And there's this proverb in Fanti. They say, in Shema Komo, whistling brings about communication. I'm
Hmm.
whistling. You say, "Hey, who's that whistling there?" "Oh, the way you're
Hmm.
whistling, I like." Before you know, I'm chatting with you. I'm opening
Mm,
up a Pandora box. And before you know, it's a full-blown thing. Apostle said
mm.
communication is an art and can be learned, can be seen as personal development. I totally agree. You see, so you have to learn it. That's what I was saying. Be a learner. Know how your partner communicates. Even you yourself. I don't know about people, but me, I have monologue with myself. I talk to myself. I reason with myself. I was telling someone the other day that as the Bible says that if two people shall agree as touching one thing on earth, it shall be done in heaven. Me, myself, I agree with my heart and my mind. And so I am too. I agree. Lord, I'm agreeing with you. Do you get
That's
it?
it.
And so if I can have
That's
a
it.
monologue with me, then I should be able to have a dialogue with somebody else. And it's very easy because the more we talk, the more we understand each other, the more we open up, the more we are able to communicate, the more we are able to get what the other person is saying. But if you are quiet and you don't want to learn, and I hate it when people say that is how I am.
Yeah.
You need to
Oh,
adapt. The
limiting comment.
moment you bring somebody else into your life, you need to adapt. When nurses and doctors come into the UK that are not trained in the UK, they do adaptation. They need to adapt to the system that is here to be able to be functional in their field. And so the same thing applies to when you are in a relationship with somebody. You learn about the person also learns about you. How do we communicate? When do we communicate? Should we communicate? And if you tell me I can go 3 days without talking to you, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Trust me, I'm fine. I'm not talking to you, but I'm fine talking to somebody else who is using the feather to tickle my ears, giving me all the sweet nonsense I want to hear, I want to know. Okay. And so it's that kind of a thing. I just need to know, how are you? So if you don't tell me you're ill, do I assume that you're ill? A typical example, a few weeks ago, I was in bed. Oh, usually on Saturdays, Emma, I don't get up early on Saturdays. But it was getting a bit late. And so my husband comes up and like, Sunday, you've been in bed for too long. Are you okay? And I said, no, I have a headache. He says, and you didn't tell me. He thought it was just my usual Saturday lying, but he realized that it's getting to midday and I'm still lying down. There has to be something wrong. Okay. Let's Nee talking about long distance relationship. And the thing is, I love it because I use myself as an example. Now, I've been along, Emma, you know that. I dated a military guy, okay? And that was a long distance thing. He was posted in Germany. He was deployed into them times Bosnia. Maybe some of you are a bit younger, so you might not know. Bosnia, Czech Republic, and all those things. It was a long distance relationship. But that was before internet. Let me tell you what he used to do. This guy will write me a letter every week and I will reply every week. There are times where they give them access into phones and he will call me and we would talk. When he's deployed, that is what we're doing. I wasn't talking to him every day, but we were writing letters. That's why I'm saying that in this time and age, nothing should prevent you from
I was
communicating.
gonna say that
Because
now
those
technology
times there
makes
was
it
no
easier.
WhatsApp, there was no text messages.
Exactly.
It was just phone calls and letters. And I had a box full of postcards of
Oh,
his
oh
sending
yeah.
me and a box full of letters. He could write like nobody's business. And sometimes I'll just get a letter and it was just, I love you. And he would just sign his name and just mail it to me. Why? Because we were not together. And so I've been there, done that. I know that long distance relationships can work if two people are willing to make it work. And
Intentionally
this time
working
with
about
with the with social media, with internet, you have no business to say that we can't communicate. No. If I'm
it.
at a
Sandra.
party, I should give you a video call of me dancing and you seeing the people I'm with because you're not
Yes,
with me. Just
yes,
to give you the
yes.
feel of what I'm doing, And during COVID time, Emma, let me finish this. During COVID time, where partners were scattered all over and couldn't travel, they made use of the virtual world. We people were having a movie night. We're watching the movie at the same time, at the same whatever you're watching. We're talking about it through the movie, and that is it. So if something is preventing you from communicating with your partner, then something is very wrong with the relationship.
Sandra, permit me to respond to his like recent comment. He said that it means that if a couple can work out communication twice a week, why do we assume people need to communicate every
What's he
day?
saying?
Hello?
Emma, I think you're frozen. He says if it means if couple can work
Yes,
out communication twice a week,
the
why
times
do we
and the
assume
trend.
people need to
So
communicate
what
every
Sandra
day?
and I noticed was that before is different right now because it's not the same. Now, if you're saying when before the internet age, right? Sandra has given a good example how you can communicate, long distance. So those days before the internet, letters and all. Remember that because there is now the availability of communicating every day. The
Mm-hmm.
moment, even if you and your spouse are comfortable not speaking all the time in this internet age, the moment you pick a WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, TikTok, somebody else has access to your
Exactly.
spouse that you don't have. Unlike when you're sending, like, if your spouse has to cheat on you those days, he or she
Hmm.
just send letters as well, right? So you wait for 1 week, you just have to be with yourself, and God bless you if when you leave the house. So, like I said, there are demons that just like to look for praise around. They come and find you or your wife somewhere, and they tempt you. And it's amazing, eh? There is nobody who cheats. Eh? Those people who cheat, they communicate with their cheats every day.
Yeah, because they're
Ask and
building
see.
it. They are building the relationship.
Go and ask them if they also do. Oh, let's agree. We won't keep. Hey, it's so bad that they even dare to call their partner when the person is in the house, and you see the person say, "I can't talk to you. My wife is here. I
Yeah, they
can't
start
talk
they
to you.
start they
My
start
husband is here."
whispering. Mm-hmm.
Listen to me. The thing you take for granted, the enemy is enjoying it. Don't get it twisted.
Absolutely.
That it seems to be working for you. If you leave the hedge open, the
The
serpent will
serpent
bite.
will bite. Mm-hmm.
And it might not be
Mm-hmm.
now, but when you are predictable, it's predictable that all these people, Charlie,
Yeah.
twice in a week. That means the remaining 3 days is for me. It's like saying, with what I've heard, it's like saying don't be intimate with your wife, or don't have sex. Well, let's don't do whatever, whenever you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. And you leave the space. The people who have side chicks and side niggas, they don't do that too. They don't have
Oh
10
dear
of them there.
lordy.
They are more active than you who are married to your spouse.
Hmm.
So another thing too, what I've also noticed is that if you allow cracks onto a wall, you invite Anthony. Yes. Another thing you need to understand, this is what we're saying in the beginning. To you, who you are telling us that is working for them. Have you heard from another party that it is
Whether it's
working for
working
them
for
too?
them, that is the unexpected communication because you
You
think it's
see,
working for you.
there,
Is it working for the other person? Mm.
Sandra and I have dealt with wives when they come and give you that they complain about what the husband is doing. And we ask them, have you told him about it? No. They don't she doesn't know whether she should communicate what she's
Mm-hmm.
feeling to
Mm-hmm.
the husband or not, because she doesn't know what to do. And Sandra, if this person is really, and you should be married to your friend, if this person is really your friend, why should it be
Hmm.
difficult for you to share, you know, with
Do you know what?
anything?
I
Now,
think I think I think Nee is just playing the devil's advocate. So we'll allow him to play the devil's
oh
advocate.
no, but I like no, but you see, what
It's
he's
good.
doing, Sandra, is a common thing even in our cultural setting. So you see, in the African setting, for example, the way marriage really works is like, I mean, you've married her, supposed to give you kids, when hungry you eat. The man can decide to go and sit with his men, drink, play game, and that's it. If he doesn't, I mean, you don't even have to have, the man doesn't have to travel, Sandra. They can be in the same house, and all she does is wifely duties. They don't communicate. That is it. What we are introducing, and I would say that probably it seems is working for them. That is what they have told you. But Sandra said, you are not, I don't know if it is for you and your wife, or you are talking about somebody else. But what we are saying is, when you allow such things happen, you give room for the unexpected. You get my
Mm-hmm.
point? So nature hates vacuum. Nature hates it. You can't argue with that fact. Now, when you leave a vacuum in your communication, something will fill it up for you. And then you will look
Absolutely.
back. And marriage doesn't break today. It starts
No.
breaking from when you don't even notice it.
Mm-hmm.
The person you might think both of you are comfortable with it. Hey, there are people whom you would think that by the time you listen, when counseling, it's amazing. And I want to use this platform to encourage you. If you're dating, so you're courting, you want to get married to somebody, please, please, please. Yes, communication is a subject that can be learned. Sandra offers couples therapy, couples premarital sessions that she teaches you communicate. And I mean, it's a whole package. Everything she teaches you. Okay, what we are teaching you is not cast in stone, but it's experimented and has results. And we are saying that we've seen marriages fail. People who even think their marriage will ever fail, it has failed. Not because they're not meant to be. Don't think that you found your soulmate, the person God made for me, nothing can shake it. No, that's not what it is. You can have a failed marriage that was meant to last, but because
Mm-hmm.
of your ignorance or your mindset, it fails. So when Sandra is trying to explain, she's just giving you a preventive measure. In Africa, for example, we like to cure things. We like to solve the matter. We don't want to prevent the matter. And it's not going to help you. For example, you are busy, you're in a meeting. You have a Sandra mentioned that you have a PA you talk to. Put in her list today, get my wife flowers, send it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Or buy her a box of chocolate. Or buy if she likes kokonte, she likes banku, whatever she likes. Hey, love language here. Not every Ghanaian lady they say like me there. I tell people I'm a European woman in a black woman's body. You don't like flowers, you don't like chocolates, you don't get her book. So, it doesn't have to be expensive. The thought, Sandra will tell you, is the thought that
That counts.
matters. And don't
Mm-hmm.
forget, communication is not verbal. Me, it's non-verbal. And I'll say this: when you invest in communicating consistently, except you find yourself you're in a network, you're in the army where you are going to the village or the town, no network. At least let your spouse know that for this time my phone will not be reachable. So
Exactly.
give her.
I was just going to say that I'm sure
Mhm.
Amma is on, and Sam was a military guy, and he was deployed for as many years as I've known them. I think he's been to Afghanistan twice or so, and he's been other places. And so I'm sure Amma can also testify to this, that even though Sam was away, they still had ways of communicating. And if Sam should go away today, the way they communicated 3 years ago would be different from the way they communicate today, because communication is now very, very easy due to
Very
internet, the
fluid.
virtual world, and all that. It's so easy, So nothing should stop you actually from saying that I won't check on you today. I can go a whole day because I'm busy. And I found that very, very strong. Somebody says, "Oh, I'm very busy today, so I can't talk to you." Ish, are you for real? And I
I like.
always use that.
Yeah, okay, land, Sandra, land. I just wanted to respond to Neil's message. There's something I wanted to
Yeah,
say on
and
that.
I always say that. I always use the toilet as an example. If you're able to take a break at work and go to the toilet, when you are on the toilet seat doing your number two, text your partner, let them know, listen, my day is so busy. I'm even talking to you from the toilet. And they'll even have a laugh about it. It's all about letting you know that you're always on my mind. Simple as that. If I'm
Simple.
traveling and I'll be on the plane, so or where I'm going, I don't have access to the internet and it's going to create a problem, I will let you know. And even that, when I get to wherever I am, I would need to find a normal phone to call you, even just for a minute, to tell you, listen, there's no phone signals here, there's no internet here, and so I can't be calling you all the time. Just so you are aware. But if you leave things to be que sera sera, then what will be. You might think your relationship is working or your marriage is working because you're not talking every day and either of you are not complaining about it. But these are the little termites that begin to fester. And when
Mm.
termites begin to eat at the root of any building, it collapses. Termites, as small, as little as they are, when they begin to now chew the foundations of a building, you know what happens? It breaks it down because
Isn't that why? Mm-hmm.
gradually,
Sandra,
you see.
isn't that
Yes,
why
ma'am.
marriage of 60 years break? 60
Yes,
years old, you be like, I hold on, you waited. The
yes.
couple who even know they
No,
will
it
take
didn't break
60.
today. It broke 25 years ago. They were just waiting. And people also hold on because their children are at home. Most marriages that break down after 25, 30 years, it's because people were just holding on for the children. When the children go and there's nothing bonding the couple together, they're like, what am I wasting my time for? I
The
have
seed
nothing to
is
do with
going to
you.
begin
They're
to
gone.
show. The investments begin to show.
Exactly, they're
The time
gone.
you invested begins to show. And what I will tell you is this: that for the people that do not communicate every day, let's tell them to try communicate every day. You see the difference.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. We are experiential relationship teachers. We don't just do theory. Tell the couple to try and compare which one, what the feeling
Mm-hmm.
is like, and
Mm-hmm.
then you will come back and tell us a different story. We assure you. When we were talking about long distance, people dated before the internet age, even there are some funny stories where people share, even as dramas. The man has traveled, then the wife is alone in the house. You know how those people are, the neighbors, but and you find yourself with people. If you are unlucky, you have a spouse who does not have safe friends that can keep them company. And
Hmm.
when, for example, even with Sandra, and even when her husband travels, she finds solace with me. We always talk, chat, keep herself company, because obviously she would want to speak to her husband, I mean, all the time, but she knows that probably he's not in until maybe a certain time during the day. She fills the gap with positive people. If she share her life with me, share her life with real talk, family. You understand? But the thing is, like, we're not saying that just because you can. I mean, you can have a spouse who is sick, admitted in the hospital. You know, you don't have the normal communication, but communication is not just verbal. So even though without the internet and all of that, that age is there. We're talking about communication in this era, communication now,
Mm-hmm.
today. And you and I will tell you, for those of the single nation, team single nation, marriage now is not the same as when Sandra started.
Mhm.
When Sandra got married and our mothers, it's a different era. The problems we are facing now is not the problems that were chasing them then.
Mhm.
So we are saying, God, safe proof your marriage. Safe
True.
proof it in the 20 this century. I don't know whether we've been saying 21st century for a very long time. I don't know what I see 21st century, but current days, post COVID, things are
Mhm.
getting more. And listen, people are getting desperate. Oh my goodness, the desperation is not
Hmm.
easy. So you need to guard your marriage. Fine, this is what it's not for granted that you go for therapy and then they ask you your routine and they say, okay, why don't you try this? Let's see what I can be better. Always think about how to improve. Don't have a
Mhm.
fixed mindset, say it's working for us. And that is why people don't go for counseling. Oh, we are
No.
fine. Nothing is
No.
wrong.
Yeah, they don't want to go.
Get
Mm.
a third party who doesn't know you. Give
Mhm.
an assessment to shock you. Even you'll be surprised that Charlie,
Even you,
you thought you're a
you will
good
shock your
spouse.
own
You
self.
were messing up. I'm telling you. So let's learn to be learning. And we appreciate what you are sharing. Yes, I mean it's the other ways people communicate and all that. We appreciate it. We're not throwing what you're saying away. No. What we are saying is this: where possible, as much as humanly possible, where you can make time to chat with a friend. Except you're telling me, apart from your spouse, even your other friends, you can
You
decide not to
don't.
communicate
Yeah.
with anybody, then probably it is your nature. But if your partner doesn't have the same lone ranger nature like you, it's gonna be a problem. And even if that's gonna be, even if both of you are the same, still, I have seen melancholies who are supposed to work with. They don't like they're introverts, like they're into each other or nobody else. They don't.
Mhm.
So and they don't and when they don't communicate, it is war. So let us try to improve our relationships. We've done 1 hour. I don't want to go beyond too much beyond 1 hour, so that when people are watching, that data doesn't be a limit. But
Yeah.
I hope you've learned something, because Sandra and I just want you to know that, please, uncommunicated expectations is a killer. It's
It
a
is.
killer of any form of relationship, especially marriage. Do Sandra will always say, don't assume. Don't assume. If
In
something
doubt,
is,
ask.
ask. If your husband is not treating you the way you want to be treated, tell him in a very loving way. If your wife is not treating you the way you want to be treated, tell her in a
Mhm.
very loving way. Sandra will
Mhm.
say, know your spouse before what? Know your spouse before you communicate. That's another thing. Communication style and
Ha!
personality.
That's why I always put a disclaimer.
And probably
Before
we
you
have to
jump, you need to
now
know who
and
you're married
we
to.
need to do communication style and personality maybe the next because that's another whole topic on its own. Because I don't like surprises. If you surprise me, hey, the only way I like it maybe if it's the birthday surprise and whoa, but there's some surprises if you do and it's not my thing. I can't embarrass you. Have you seen those proposals? You propose, you didn't know you proposed the person, and then the person says, "No, I won't marry you." Have you seen those things?
Yes.
She did not, she did not expect it, and it shows that in her mind, cause she wasn't good. She wasn't going to marry you. She saw the person
Emma,
again.
let me just say this, okay? I have permission from Araba to share this. When she, all right, I'll leave the background story for her for another day to share it herself. But when she reconnected with her ex and they were traveling to Dubai, for some reason the family were all going for a family vacation, and she said to me, if this guy asked me to marry him, I'm going to invite him and say no because I'm not ready. And it was my prayer that this guy would not ask her to marry him because she was not ready. Okay. And so it's taken them over 6 months to build the relationship gradually to where it is now. Is it more than 6 months? Okay. To build it to where it is now. And if he should pop the question today, she will say yes. Why? Because at that time she was not ready. Even though they had reconnected and they were like gradually getting back into the dating game again, she said to me, with all these people going on this holiday, I hope this guy is not going to ask me to marry him because I will tell him no. And
Wow.
you know your daughter already, and Ella will just say it for free. You just say, I'm
You
sorry, I'm
say
not.
yes. You
And
say it
Ella
for
will say this
free.
for free. And so you need to know who you're dating before you spring up certain surprises. Oh.
I'm telling you, man. I tell you, it's like telling me you're surprising me, taking me to climb. I don't like climbing mountains. I don't like
Ah,
climbing hills. That surprise won't work. If you go and put my engagement ring on the mountain, I'm sorry, won't get there. We won't get there. I don't like heights. So please, Sandra has said probably we'll share the next time communication personality types. You come back from there. There was this. I was reading those days. I used to read books on marriage and everything when you're younger, and then you see the woman will wear an apron without nothing, and the husband opens the door, and then he sees the wife. If your husband does not like those things, he might think you were cheating on him before you left, and you are coming to
yes.
say like you're opening the door. Another man would say, "Oh my God, my wife is amazing." Hey,
That's why I always
different
say that
strokes,
before you
different folks.
introduce something new, know who you're married or who you're dating before you introduce anything new. You don't want to spring up certain surprises that
Honest,
will like, where did you get to learn this
unexpected
from?
surprises.
Where did you learn this from? And
Exactly? Ask the person loves things like that. We're not saying let person know detail into detail, but hey, would you like what
oh
kind of
dear.
things are you in? But you need to communicate. Long and short, long and short, long and short.
Yeah.
Please learn how to communicate with the person you intend to spend the rest of your life with. Sandra would say marrying somebody is doing life with a person permanently or something. There's something she posted
Yeah.
recently on it's a journey. You're going on a journey and you must enjoy
Marriage
that
is a
ride.
journey. Marriage is a
You must
journey. Just know
my
who you're going
sister.
on that journey with.
Team
Very
single nation,
important.
team married nation, please. Team divorce nation, team widowed nation, please. If you want to either start afresh or you want to experience for the first time and want to maintain whatever you stand in, which nation you stand in, communication binds all forms of
Yeah,
expectation. So we
it
want to
does.
wish you all a very, very happy, happy, happy life, whatever stage you are in your life. If you're getting married soon, congratulations in advance. Sandra is available. Please, you would enjoy Sandra's sessions. They are worth the investment. Engage her, and then you will not your life would not be the same again. So, Sandra, it's time to
Yes,
sign
ma'am.
out. It's
Yes,
been
thank you all
a
very much for
lovely,
staying with us for over an hour.
yes,
Um,
1 hour, 9 minutes.
Pastor Douglas
God
says
bless
great
you.
program, and he's clapping for us, cheering us on.
Thank
Thank you so
you,
much, my
Apostle
Apostle
Douglas. Thank you for
General.
joining. Thank you,
Um,
everyone. to
Yes. So
Facebook
enjoy the rest of your
family.
day until we come your way again with more Heartversations. We don't know when, but we'll let you know when we're free.
Coming
We'll pop
soon,
up on your
stay
screens
tuned.
again.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be
Amen.
gracious unto you. Just go through this year with the confidence and assurance that greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The Lord loves you, and so do we. We'll come your way
Oh,
again soon. Bye bye.
bye.